Welcome back to summertime. My name is Summer and I am so happy to bring you to my office. This is the next area we're going to be decorating for this Halloween. The theme here is going to be the witch's lair. I'm going to be inspired more by natural elements, terracottas, dried herbs, dried flowers. We're going to repeat some of that grim, ghoulish garland that we used on my foyer. And then we're going to play with a lot of the accessories we've been purchasing over the last 2.5 months. All right, everybody. So welcome back and let's get going. Before I get in, hello. Someone wants to help decorate. Oh, good Lord. Okay, get down. Can I please do my opening? Thank you. So before I get into decorating, I need to say thank you to all of you who have been subscribing to my channel. I am flabbergasted. My goal was to get over 1,000 subscribers by Halloween. And as of this recording, we're at 1,088. This community is growing. My heart is full. The whole purpose of this channel is to share with all of you what really truly creates my happy, which has to do with things like decorating for the holidays, having fun shopping, going to fun, happy events like going out for an afternoon tea or going for some adventures, some that I'll share with you soon. My point here is I couldn't do without you. So for those returning who are my subscribers, thank you so very much. And for those of you who keep returning and haven't subscribed yet, please join the community. I'd love to see you and chat with you in the comments. All right, with that, it is time to decorate. So behind me, you're going to see the main stage for what we're going to be doing in this room. Let me quickly give you an overall pan, though, of the space. This is an open room to my foyer. So right now, as I look out of my office, I see the purple garlands we did with the Sleepy Hollow entryway. I can see a hint of the dining room with all the skeletons and fun that we did. And I can see a little bit of the ghost wall hangings and the skeleton hanging as well that we did in previous episodes. So I have to keep that in mind as I'm doing my decor in here because I want it to still have its own identity, but I don't necessarily want it to conflict with the other colors and moods in the other two rooms. So in this space, you'll notice my room is blue. The draperies you'll see in a second are also a blue toile Asian print. And then I do have old pictures of my ancestors and relatives that I really love in this collage. I am not going to touch that. But behind me, I have the perfect place to play with sort of an apothecary type feel with jars and collectibles that looks like it is a part of a witch's library or lair. And then I also have this full wall of bookcase back here where I can absolutely take advantage of displaying more of the spooky things that we've collected from all of our travels throughout the end of the summer. So I'm going to start first by actually going up to the top of this bookshelf, and we're going to start with the first layer of green. We're going to add some grim garlands, and then we're also going to start plotting around some of the clearance ferns that I found at Michael's because I wanted to start placing the green around the room first to get a balance and set the stage to truly inspire me where I want to go next. So let's go and get some greenery going. So I just added up there the little sprig of grim moss as a, what is this called? As a stem versus as a garland like I have over the bookcase. So we're going to try also adding this texture. This is actually in the Sleepy Hollow floral arrangement that's next to the Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman statue. And I have 2 of these left. So I'm going to just attach them up there as well, just to add another texture up there. I like the botanical field. I like it almost feels like it's meant to be plucked off and put into a potion in the witch's lair. So let's see how this looks and try it out. All right, at first glance, we got some green over at the apothecary on top of the bookcase and little sprigs at the top of the windows. Now, I'm gonna play with a few more textures up there and maybe even some lights. And then we'll add right up there some terracotta pumpkin. So let's do some time lapse and see what works. I'm gonna play with these 2 things just so you all know. This is leftover from the garland on the staircase, and I'm playing with, in this room, terracotta pumpkins, but also green and white pumpkins. So I thought this garland might work well up there. So let's see what happens. I was so focused on getting greenery up in my office, I totally forgot to show you this pile of stuff that I have here on my kitchen island. So there's a lot of stuff here that I still have to decorate. And some of these things, if I don't find a spot and if I can't figure out how to use them outside, then I'm going to return some stuff. But I think I have a home for most of this. These are the terracotta terracotta pumpkins I was telling you about that I'm going to put on top of the bookcase. So I am going to take these out in a second. These came from Home Goods, either Home Goods or Marshalls or TJ Maxx, but you get it. It comes from one of those stores. This is stackable terracotta. And I have some of the $5 terracotta pumpkins that I also got at Target. But I just want you to see the mess that I have here. It's all about spell books, ravens, skulls, maybe haunted houses, don't know yet. And yeah, apothecary. So we'll talk more about these in a little bit, but just wanted you to see this is what I'm working off of as I'm in my office putting things in there. So what do you think? I love the colors. It looks so pretty. I'm thinking of not putting lights on there right now just because when I walk in, I have all these purple garlands that I'm staring at right now from the stairway. And I don't know if I want glitter of lights up there yet. I'm going to think about it. I may play with it this evening when the sun goes down. But for now, I like the earthy feel of it just because that's the goal in here, to have a lot of foliage and dried flowers, and that's really setting the mood. I love how my library ladder ties into the purples and and sort of the autumn tones of the extra autumn leaves I stuck in there. My last thing I'm going to do for now, because I'm going to decorate on the inside of this bookcase in a little bit, but the last thing I'm going to do on the outside is I'm going to add one of my favorite brooms. I've had this for years. I wish I could remember where I found it. It's slowly starting to fall apart, and I hope to save it as the years go on. But I'm going to put this right here. I want it here or here. Let's try it here. Just tying this little broom so it looks like this is just one of the many tools that the witch has in her lair ready to go. So there we go. All right, let's start working on the apothecary wall. Put in some potions and lotions and maybe some pictures. Let's go and have some fun. So we're going to start with what's on my desk, start playing with these and see what else can fit in there. I think my apothecary is done. What do you think? I think we got a good little rhythm going on right now with pumpkins, eyeballs, apothecary, skulls, some fun little frames. I like it. Now let's do some more. I really love how this turned out. So now my next focus is the mirror on either side of the apothecary display. Here's my idea. So I'm going to play with this. It's either going to come out great or you're going to watch me put it all up and then I'm going to throw it all away. But fingers crossed it's going to be okay. Many of you are very familiar with cinnamon brooms. You see them a lot this time of year. Many people put it in the house so it just smells good. I, every year, got into this habit of putting one by the front door. And I still actually have last year's cinnamon broom in the front. I use it just to brush away just easy debris off the front porch. But this year I had an idea. So I was thinking, and let me take it out of the package for a moment. Oh, it smells so good. Because we are in a witch room, broom obviously came to mind. What I was thinking is, what if I hung this so it acted as not just a visual of a broom, but what if I hung it and then I dried a bunch of herbs from my garden. So here's a bunch of lavender. And I thought, what if I just hung a bunch of different scale, size, shapes, types of herbs from these on either side, so it really feels like an apothecary space. Like, again, I could go up and grab some dried lavender, grab some dried rosemary, grab some dried oregano, and make some spells with the teeth and the flies I have here in the jars. So we're going to play with this. Hit or miss, we'll see. But the goal is to have two of these delicious smelling cinnamon brooms on either side, hanging right from the top of the mirror, and then having 3 or so different herbs hanging from it, so that when you walk in, yes, you have these great creepy garlands coming down, but also you feel the dried herbs from the witch's gardens also welcoming you into the space. So let's try it out.
kind of cute. I like it. All right, let's try the other side and then we'll decorate the side tables. So let me go do that. I got so excited that I totally forgot to film myself doing this, but if we go back, here we go. Now you can see it. That side and that side. Doesn't that look pretty darn cool for an apothecary wall? I love it. Now to work on back there. Forgive the light, but that's what we'll work on next. Okay, we got one side done. I'm gonna do another, but just take a quick peek. The doors will close. And this is when the doors are closed, so you can still see hints of witchiness behind them.
I am so happy. I look around the space. It's not even done yet. I haven't even done my desk yet. But I'm looking at the botanicals hanging over my bookcase. I'm looking at the herbs from my garden hanging over that cinnamon broom on both sides. Look at this amazing apothecary display. Wow. It is one of those moments where you think, okay, I had a vision, I had a feeling for what I was looking for. And honestly, I was looking at all of my accessories I had there on my kitchen table and just thought, whoa, I got too much stuff. So, I didn't finish everything yet. I'm going to now figure out this space, which is my desk. And I have a question mark on whether or not I'm going to put pillows technically on the two wing chairs because the dogs constantly go up there and knock the pillows off. So I don't know if I want to put some nice Halloween pillows there or not. I'm gonna toy with that. So the next few minutes, this is the space I'm going to work on. I'm going to figure out what do I want as the desk focal point. So as people come in from the front door and they pass the Sleepy Hollow foyer and come this way, what sets the tone here? And keeping in mind, I don't want to take a lot of space because I also need space to work for work. So that's the last few steps here in this room, and then we're going to wrap it up. So let's get this going. So I added this fun desk mat to my desk. Has a fun witch feel with astrology, the moon phases. So that's setting the tone on the top. What I'm also going to do is, because my desk is floating here in the middle of the room, let me just show you down here. I am putting, this is my grandfather's luggage holder. When people would come to visit, this is what he would have for people to put their luggage on. And you can see it's getting old, it's starting to fray. But the reason I'm showing this to you is this is what I'm making, hello Koa, as a table. So I have this fun Ouija board tray that will be, will be the table. And then by putting stuff here, it's another place to extend decor, but I'm also hiding the computer cords behind it. You helping me, huh? Fun to add some theme of Edgar Allan Poe and the Grimm brothers. This is an office slash library after all. And then I don't know if you remember these from shopping, but these were the Martha Stewart hands, zombie witch hands. So I'm going to try these up here. See how they look. All right, so the other thing I have to keep in mind, I'm going to sit at my desk for just a moment, just to make sure. All right, I have space because I still don't have my laptop on here. I just have my monitor and keyboard. All right, so let me keep building around this, and we shall see what else will make it onto my desk. I'm going back and forth regarding this piece, and I'd love your feedback. This is an antique tea kettle from Japan, but I thought it kind of made me feel like if you were making spells and recipes, this would be a perfect accessory for a witch to put her herbs in to make her special tea. So I'm going to try it here for a sec, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have to have a cauldron. This I bought on my trip. It's $24.99 and it's supposed to zap up. I don't know if I want to try it or not. Let's keep playing.
Ta-da! This is it. This is the spooky witch's office. Let's start over here. This is the side secretary desk. And if I just scroll up, you can see we have a little bit of the green moss and botanicals on top. We come in. There is a palm reading hand, a witch silhouette, a raven with some of spell books and our witch. If I step back, you can see the bookcase. Love the jack-o'-lanterns on the top. We have haunted houses and ravens and quotes and pictures. Some really fun things in here. I'll do a close-up in a second. But this all is fun as you look at all the little stories inside. And when we turn here, you can see the apothecary wall. And from my desk, you can see how it all looks fun with the moon. If I come over here, oh, Koa. She's very excited about the room too. The desk with the great Martha Stewart, witch hands, Edgar Allan Poe and Brothers Grimm. Fun little Sanderson sisters Hawaii picture. Here's my spooky Ouija board setup with the mums and the cauldrin. You can see some fun botanical details here with the apothecary wall. I just love how this turned out. So much. It's awesome!
So that's it. We made it to the end. And if you've stuck with me, thank you so much. Next episode, we're going to do the kitchen. We're actually going to finish up everything inside. And then the episode after that, it will be all about the outside of the house. I am so close to being done. This is so exciting. On top of that, I do have a couple extra fun episodes just about doing some fun things out in the fall. I look forward to sharing with you a Brimfield Antique Fair visit, as well as going to the Magnolia Market Silos in Waco, Texas. So with that, everybody, thank you again for sticking with me throughout this fun office makeover for Halloween. I hope you got some juices flowing on some fun things you can do in your own home. And I hope this was just a lot of fun for you to watch because it brought me a lot of joy. So with that, everyone, have a wonderful night and happy Halloween. Bye, everybody.